5-0, eh? I honestly didn't expect that, even against a smaller side like Annan Athletic, a Majowski hat trick as well. And looks like the Monsters finally woken up, and in today's video, we're getting right into Rangers are on the brink. Joe Rothwell set for the chop. Silas Andersen ready to take his place. Danny sparks drama with a permanent deal, the only way in. Tawanda, Maswanhise, rumours explode, but Motherwell are playing hardball. And Redzic, goals, chaos, and a transfer race that could go right down to the wire. It's heating up at Ibrox, don't blink. You saw it on Friday night. Rangers barely broke a sweat, sweeping past Annan Athletic 5-0 in the SFA Cup. A hat trick for Majowski, a rocket of a free kick from young Thalo Arsgaard, and a team performance that screamed, job done. But while the headlines focused on the scoreline, there was a quieter subplot bubbling under the surface. Joe Rothwell. Rothwell got a rare start, the kind of chance you'd expect him to grab with both hands. But let's be honest, he was there, he passed the ball about, and he notched an assist for Kieran Dowell's goal. But did he stake a claim for a future at Ibrox? Absolutely not. That match was like watching a lad on borrowed time, and you could feel it in the air. The truth is, Rothwell's Rangers career has never taken off. He's been transfer listed now, and rightly so. The last time he featured in the league? Back in October. That was before Danny Rohl even officially took the reins. And if you're that far out the picture, there's no coming back, especially with lads like Diamond, Raskin, and Barons snapping at your heels. Now, here's where it gets tasty, because there's a new name in the mix. Silas Andersen, Danish, just 21, and already being hailed as relentless by those watching him closely. He's tearing it up in Sweden with Häcken, valued at nearly £9 million, and he's the full package. He creates chances, wins tackles, drives forward with the ball, and wins duels like he's been built for Scottish football. This boy isn't just a potential signing, he's a statement. Bringing him in wouldn't just spell the end of Rothwell's chapter at Ibrox, it would take our midfield up another gear entirely. Rohl could rotate, dominate possession, and control games with an iron grip. If Rangers do get this over the line, should Rothwell even be allowed to see out the rest of the season in a blue shirt? Or should he be shown the door immediately? No sentiment, no delay. Rangers might be marching under Danny Rohl, but off the pitch, it's not all smooth sailing. There's been a bit of a spanner thrown into the works in the chase for Dan Neil, the phenomenal Sunderland midfielder who's been on the Light Blues radar. The club made their move, they've inquired, but now comes the kicker. A loan's off the table. If you want him, it's got to be a full-on permanent deal. Why? Because Sunderland have already maxed out their quota of international loan exits, 6 players gone, and Rangers being across the border count as international, even if we're technically in the same country, only in football, eh? Now, Dan Neil's not some gamble or squad filler. This is a lad with over 200 appearances for Sunderland by the age of 24. He's captained the side, barely missed a match in 3 grueling championship seasons, and shown the kind of composure and grit that would make him fit in perfectly at Ibrox. But this season, he's been treated like an afterthought. 2 late cameos in the Premier League, while Sunderland's midfield has been overrun with flashy new names. Neil's not the problem. He's just been shunted out the way to make room. That's not just harsh, it's downright disrespectful for a player of his caliber. Rangers would be daft not to go all in here. A permanent deal might sting a wee bit more financially, but think of the return: a composed, proven midfielder with leadership in his blood and a chip on his shoulder. That's the kind of energy you want heading into the business end of a title race. But here's the dilemma. Do you splash the cash now for Dan Neil and risk upsetting the current midfield balance, or wait it out until the summer and potentially lose him to West Ham or Cologne without even putting up a fight. Right, let's clear the air on this one, because the name Tawanda Maswanhise has been getting flung about Ibrox circles lately like confetti at a Hogmanay party. But here's the truth straight from Fir Park. There's no deal, no contact, nothing doing, at least not yet. Now, that's not stopped the excitement, has it? And why would it? The lad's been electric for Motherwell this season. 14 goals in 26 games, 10 of them in the league, and he's only just settling in since arriving from Leicester last summer. A 23-year-old Zimbabwe international, quick, direct, and confident in front of goal. What's not to like? Danny Rohl, of course, is still hunting for a striker this window. He's already brought in Tochi Chukwuani and Tua Romans to shore up the midfield, and Andreas Skov Olsen. But the top end of the park still needs sharpening. That's why Maswanhise's name has caused such a stir, because it fits. He's versatile, he's in form, and crucially, he knows the league. Despite Motherwell insisting there's been no approach, let's be real, once your name starts circling with Rangers, it's only a matter of time before the wheels start turning, whether the selling club likes it or not. And with Motherwell pushing for a strong finish this season, they'll be desperate to hang on to their talisman, especially with a cup tie looming. But now that the rumours out there, what's the harm in testing the waters? If he's on fire in claret and amber, imagine what he could do in royal blue. Rohl needs that spark in the final third, and Maswanhise might just be the wild card nobody saw coming. Should Rangers even bother negotiating with Motherwell? Or should they do what Celtic have done for years? Throw the weight around, take the talent, and remind every club in Scotland who's boss. Things are starting to move at Ibrox and fast, and now the name Damir Redzic is right at the heart of Rangers' transfer rumour mill. The 22-year-old Hungarian winger, who can also lead the line as a striker, is being chased by clubs across Europe, from Olympiacos to RB Salzburg. But crucially, Rangers are right in the mix, and he's reportedly about to make a decision. Now, let's talk numbers. Redzic has banged in 7 goals in just 14 league appearances for Dak Dunajska Streda this season. His average SofaScore rating sits at a tidy 766, and he's not just scoring, he's creating, pressing, dribbling, and putting in the work defensively too. He's taken the most shots of any right winger in the Slovakian top flight, created 29 chances, and made 91 touches in the opposition box. That's proper attacking threat, not just empty numbers. He signed permanently for Streda last summer after a successful loan spell, and since then he's continued to climb. 14 goals in 36 games since going full-time there, and he's still only 22. This isn't just a future project. Redzic could walk into Rohl's squad and offer something different now, and with Curtis possibly heading out the door, Kilmarnock sniffing around the young forward who's barely had a look in under Rohl, there could be space opening up in the attacking ranks, space that Redzic could fill with energy, versatility, and European pedigree. Here's the scenario. You bring in both Olsen and Redzic, you suddenly have genuine depth and quality across the front line. You're not just reacting to Celtic and Hearts, you're dictating the tempo of the title race. Should Rangers risk missing out on Redzic to clubs like Salzburg or Olympiacos by waiting too long, or should they go all in, even if it means pushing one of the academy lads further down the pecking order? That's the video for today. Make sure you leave a like to show the strength of our Rangers here on YouTube, and drop a comment letting me know what you thought.